Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. So just done a live stream and I talked a little bit about Bitcoin. We already see the price dropping again. I just wanted to do a specific Bitcoin video as well and talk about a few things that are really important. Obviously, we've luckily, and not only luckily, but finally reached the price target that we defined already here on this channel back in November by using the Elliott Wave method. There were so many things that pointed us into that direction, not only from an Elliott Wave point of view, but also just using traditional TA methods. And obviously the Elliott Wave count has shown us here that we had an impulsive wave up first, and we had this wave A down, an overshooting wave B, which is possible. It's rare, but it's possible. And here we really only had two possibilities, either new all-time high or overshooting wave B and massive correction down in a C wave, which then meant that this all here was a wave one, all of this here was a wave one to the upside, and this here a wave two, because a wave two consists of an A, B, C. And with this C wave projection took us into this area here between 29 and $20,000. I'm not telling you we couldn't drop lower even, but I think we are fairly close to completing this correction. There are a few things why I think that is the case, and we get into that in a minute. A few things to show you here as well, what in addition to the Elliott Wave count made us believe or focus on this scenario, despite all the bullish voices here. And again, I showed you that in the live stream as well, but this is typically what you get in any downtrend, in any bear market, yeah? And I don't know why many people didn't realize it. I mean, I understand why many people don't realize it, because they don't focus on the chart every day. But I had so many people, also technical analysts, really saying the low was in here. I don't see how you can see the low was in. The probability was always there, but very low. But a lot of people really made conviction that the low was in here. The problem is you typically get a first bull trap, yeah? And we can see that here in any bear market, you see this bull trap, and then you see a lower high, and then you have the breakdown and the capitulation. And this is where we currently might be. I don't know if we're already here at the end of the capitulation. Doesn't really feel like it, or maybe it is. Yeah, maybe we are here in the capitulation when we see another little bit of a move up, and then really that despair and the end of the bear market. The more fear there is, the more closer we get to the end of the bear market. Yeah. So honestly, on this channel, we've waited for these moments. So there is actually nothing to panic about. It is nothing unexpected. It might have come a bit surprising for many, but in the end, we've reached it. Yeah. And therefore, this is what we've actually been waiting for. And this is actually what we should be happy about, because we expected it. And not only that, because it's not about being right or wrong. What is really important about this is actually what means that we are really close to finishing off this correction. Because had we now done something crazy like, oh, we had moved up again, moved down, up, and then down, it would have just extended all of this pain for many more weeks and months. So I've always said, the faster we go down, the better. And this is what we've done. In addition to the Elliott Wave count, what did we have on the chart? We had on the chart a massive head and shoulders pattern with a neckline here, through which we broke, and we retested it twice and never moved above it. Target based on this head and shoulders, just classical TA. Let's just add it here to the breakout point of the head and shoulders, will take us down to around about just below 20K. Then we had a massive bear flag. So you've got the flagpole and here the flag. Also here, downtrend followed. Great. We've now come down, and I told you in the previous video that I would expect a move up, which happened today. So we go to the 4-hour chart. So earlier today, I updated you, said here, well, this was one of the price targets here, that 25.5K level. Very nice reaction to it. I must admit, very, very nice reaction. Told you then that we will probably now move up. We expect a little bit of a corrective move up here in a wave 4. Minimum requirement for such a fourth wave is a 23.6% Fibonacci level. This is the minimum it has already reached, and since then we have already seen reaction to it, and it's starting to move down again. We had here as well, and that is why I mentioned it in the last video, that yellow wave 4 also only reached the 23.6% Fibonacci level, the minimum here again. And this just shows that there is still a lot of downward pressure in the market. So it could still move all the way up to 32K now, which would be the most, actually normally the most likely retracement for such a fourth wave here in blue. But yeah, we've already seen a reaction, and as long as we stay below the 29.6K level, probability increases that we go down from here instead of moving up and then go down. Most likely, actually, just by what Bitcoin normally does, and generally what a wave 4 does, is we would get to the 32.1K level, and from here then have one more sell-off into the region, and that could go below, if it needs to go below that 25K level. That could be that final washout, taking us maybe really to the 200-week moving average, that important target that Bitcoin actually never really went below historically. It is at 22K. I've been mentioning this target for weeks, that it could be one of the two key targets in this yellow box. So this 200-week moving average will be very, very important. And that could be in the next wave down, then in this blue wave 5, which should finish the overall correction. The 22K level could be a really, really good target. And that's what I'm waiting for now. So for now, I don't think the low is already in. As soon as I see something in the charts that would tell me the low will be in, or is in most likely, then I will of course make you aware. I said yesterday to you, every low that comes now could be the last one, but it doesn't really feel like it yet. I still think we are going to see even lower levels. But of course I'll keep you updated here on a daily basis. Yeah, the price target has been reached for Bitcoin. And this is the area where anybody who wants to invest in Bitcoin, my point of view is, this is the best area to do it, in this yellow target box. Bear in mind, downside potential still there, and anybody who is too fearful to get in now, which I fully understand, and this is never financial advice here, only my own opinion, could wait for a first impulsive wave up. Of course, on this channel I will make you aware as soon as I see in this market, in this chart, the first impulse, because this means that the trend is changing, and then we're waiting for a first corrective move down, an ABC that typically retraces again 70 to 80%. So there is usually no reason to FOMO in. And again, that is also something that not only is based here on the Elliott waves, but you can also see it here on this market cycle chart, which is actually quite good. Here in a bull market, when it starts, you have your first accumulation, you have your first peak, and then you have a first shakeout. And this is that wave 2. This is when you make that higher low, this is when I believe will be a good entry point. Again, no financial advice, but when I see something like that in the charts, I will keep you updated. We've obviously been talking about this correction and price target since November, and if you know me as a very, very, hopefully realistic person, a lot of people call me bearish, even though this is actually a very, it sounds odd, but it's actually a very bullish perspective that I have, because I always said that anything that would not be a proper correction here would not lead to new all-time highs. Only a proper correction, a proper capitulation after something strange, what we did here, because we did only a slightly higher high, bearish divergence on the chart. Only a massive correction will help us to get to new all-time highs. And this is what we're seeing now. This is also what I've shown you many times here with this S&P 500 grand super cycle, just to visualize that as well. You make your high, you make your low, you make your higher high, you make your lower low, pretty much like Bitcoin, and then you start to move. Hopefully this is where the rocket ship will start for Bitcoin as well. That's what I'm leaning towards, but of course I can't look into the future, and therefore I don't know, but it's so hopefully the correction will be finished soon. What I can tell you also, my view is that for the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq stock market generally, I think the correction is close to being finished, and that is very good, because that means that also here this is another factor that could help Bitcoin to turn around and the crypto market. And the sooner this happens, the better for many altcoins, I can tell you that, because if more of these altcoins bleed out even more, the longer this takes, the more altcoins will bleed out as well. Okay, and that is really here everything I can tell you now about Bitcoin. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you like to support the channel and see additional content, then consider to join as a channel member. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.